Hey guys, how's it going? A couple nights ago, I went to the cinema to see Captain Marvel. Warning, the rest of this video is going to contain spoilers.
Spoilers!
So if you have not seen it, stop watching this, go watch it, and then come back and watch this video. Because I'm going to tell you all of my thoughts on the movie Captain Marvel. Now, I've never actually read the comics, so I didn't know anything about this character going into the movie. At the end of the last Avengers movie, I had to actually look up what that symbol meant because I didn't know that that was a reference to Captain Marvel. That's how little I knew about this character. I knew who Brie Larson was going into the movie because I had seen Room, not The Room. Room, there's a difference. Make sure you know the difference because those are two very different films.
I did not. Oh, hi, Mark.
And Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, which I totally forgot she was in that movie. Not only was she in that movie, another Avenger was in that movie, Captain America, and Superman, who is DC, but still. 3 superheroes are in Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, which is crazy because who would have thought? Anyway, that's completely off topic. Brie Larson, I have seen her work. I like her. I was just like kind of indifferent, you know, there's an actress, she's cool. Whatever, she does a great job, but after seeing her as Captain Marvel, I freaking love Brie Larson. Not only is seeing her as Captain Marvel, but seeing her as best friends with Samuel L. Jackson, I'm totally sold. Completely sold. I watched so many interviews with the two of them, and they genuinely look like they're best buds that like hang out and talk all the time. And I love it. The chemistry there is fantastic, and that's what plays so well on the screen. And that's why I believe them as being such this like dynamic duo of a team, and it just totally made the movie. I also absolutely loved how we found out how Nick Fury got his eye patch. It is the funniest thing ever. Although, one of my greatest fears happened during that revelation, and that is when a box of eyeballs was presented to Fury. That was awful. That was horrifying. I have a fear of eyeballs. It really creeps me out. I'm not going to get into it. But just opening that and seeing all the eyeballs was... I could have not seen that. It would have been great to not have seen that. But it was a really funny story, especially because he didn't want to tell anybody that it was from a cat scratch. Not technically a cat, but a flurkin, which is just the greatest thing ever. And one of my other favorite moments was when Samuel L. Jackson was holding the cat, and it just totally went all like monster-like, and he just dropped it and was like, what? What? I am such a 90s kid, so the nostalgic factor of this movie just, it hit hard. It was fantastic. The level of detail in the Blockbuster store was amazing. It was absolutely phenomenal. Being able to see like all the movies in the background, there was a Hook movie, was incredible. Absolutely just insane. The art department did such a fantastic job on that. I kept losing it every time they were going on the internet, and it just took forever. And it was hilarious because it was just such a sad time back then when you tried to get on the internet and you just heard the dial-up tone and you waited and you waited and you waited. And it's so funny because now literally if my Wi-Fi goes out and it's a little bit slow, I start freaking out because we're so accustomed to such fast internet and we want everything now, when back then you waited forever to just go on like one site. I think the pacing of the movie was really great. I love that we had an origin story that was kind of told backwards. I feel like a lot of times when you have an origin story, it starts out with how they got their powers. I mean, let's look at Spider-Man. He gets bitten by the spider and then we learn on to see how he develops his powers and goes on to save the world and use them and everything like that. But with this one, we already know she's got powers. We get to go back in time to see how she got them, and just the entire way that the story was set up and how it unfolded was great. I actually really love the soundtrack to this film. I thought they did a great job of pairing up the 90s songs with the movie moments. I know there were some people complaining about the Just a Girl by No Doubt song playing while she was like beating up everybody on the lab space station thing, but why? Like, it was a solid moment, you know? That was a good song, and she's just totally kicking ass, and I think it fit. It was fun. Now, the thing that I do take issue with, not only with Captain Marvel, but quite a few of the Marvel films, is their scores. Now, we all know the Avengers theme. I'm not gonna sing it because I'm terrible at singing, but when it comes on, you know it. You can hear it. You're like, yes, Avengers. But there have been several movies, including Captain Marvel, where I'm not entirely sure what the theme is. It's not memorable enough for me to remember it or even figure out what it is in that moment. I don't know. It's not there. It's not up to that level. Did anyone else get Rose Tyler Bad Wolf vibes when Captain Marvel just went, that's when she gets all lit on fire? Something else really interesting that I never pieced together until after I saw this movie. I don't know if you remember from the very first Avengers talking about the Tesseract. And Bruce Banner's like, well, what do you want me to do? Swallow it?
This is the Tesseract.
What does Fury want me to do? Swallow it?
It's a reference to this movie when the cat swallows the Tesseract, which is insanely brilliant because that means they had that idea so long ago and that was all planned out, and I love when little things like that happen. And then the whole setup of the plot, where the people who we think are the good guys, the Kree, Jude Law, and all of them, are the bad guys, and then the people who we thought were the bad guys, the Skrulls, end up being the good guys, and Ben Mendelsohn, oh my god, did he do a fantastic job in this. It's well established in the Captain Marvel movie that Carol Danvers has incredible powers. I mean, she took out all of those spaceships on her own after taking out missiles that Ronan sent down, which is just insanity. But is it possible that she can also time travel? There's all these theories going around because Steve Rogers has a beard at the end of the last Avengers movie, but now in all these other scenes which have Captain Marvel, there is no beard. So is it possible that she's moving back and forth in the timelines or potentially parallel timelines? I'm not really sure. We'll have to find out in Endgame. She's gonna make an incredible addition to the Avengers team. I mean, after all, the name Avengers came from Carol Danvers. That was her call sign on her plane. Brie Larson's level of sarcasm in this movie is perfect. Her level of sarcasm is right up there with Tony Stark, and I cannot wait to see the two of them interact. Her powers are far superior than Thor's, and not only that, she has the heart of Steve Rogers. I cannot wait to see what she is going to do to help this team. Now that we know that the Skrulls are good and they're helping her, could they potentially help trick Thanos? I don't know. There's so many things. I can't wait to find out what's going to happen. Luckily, we don't have to keep guessing for very long because the Avengers Endgame is coming out very soon. What are some of your theories for Avengers Endgame, and what did you think of Captain Marvel? Let me know in the comment section below. Like the video if you enjoyed it, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye!